I wonder how my political punditry video went. That's a crazy amount of views. That's a crazy amount of comments that I haven't responded to. And yeah, wow. I'm actually getting some engagement again. I'm pretty happy. Let's do another video, hey? This time will be the top 5 best predictions according to my opinion. And I'll sort of discuss why I think these predictions are cool, why I think these predictions are not. But more importantly, I'll try to do it in a very short amount of time so you can go on with the rest of your day. So yeah, thanks to my total generosity and totally not greed, you can like and subscribe. Thank you. Let's start. Number 5, in my opinion, is On Point Politics' prediction on the 2024 US presidential election. He has around 328 electoral college votes for Donald Trump, and it sort of translates into the WikiULTRA map like this. It gives the least safe democratic states, but it is very sort of... it's the most landslide-ish for the Republicans, which I don't discount, but I definitely think it's a little bit too early to say that states like Michigan are going to be like very lean for Trump. You know, I think it's definitely going to be a lot more. The election's much more balanced than that. I think it's going to be a much more close than what this sort of thing projects. So yeah, 328 electoral votes. Only, I would say it would be more likely to happen if Trump distributed his votes, had his campaigning distribute his votes better across states rather than sort of having them clamped into safe states or whatever, rather than sort of getting a lot of votes and winning a lot of states. That would probably be what I'd like to say on that. Number 4 is Let's Talk Elections' prediction. This one is the only one where Kamala Harris actually wins the election. She wins through the state of Pennsylvania, which he believes has Josh Shapiro in it. And he believes that that's even bigger than Joe Biden. Of course, it's this map again. It's a kind of good map. It has a good distribution between like likely and unlikely states, so it's gonna be a bit even. I'm pretty happy with this sort of situation. Number 3 is this map. This map is pretty strong. But it has a very bad like distinction between states. I mean, this is a kind of a copy of that. I did it later than him, but it sort of has a very similar election map to what I did. So I'm pretty happy about this map, but it's still like, if you're a Republican looking at this map, you don't know what to do. And same as if you're a Democrat in this map, or if you're a Democrat, you kind of think, let's just take the offensive to Pennsylvania, let's take the offensive to Georgia, in this sort of situation. Whereas if you're a Republican in this map, you're probably even more scared than if you're a Republican in this map. Because if you're a Republican in this map, you sort of know that like the attack is definitely you're gonna have to definitely attack in Pennsylvania. Whereas in this map, you don't know where you're gonna go. This is my WikiULTRA version of this map. It's pretty decent. I love WikiULTRA because it sort of changes how like states look, to make them a bit more statey. Like puts some real emphasis on the size of how big like 1% is, and so like these sort of macro like four designation ideals, I think it's kind of dropping off because there's a lot of times in which people aren't using designations anymore. There are a few of those. This one has a few more states that you don't designate, of course, but that's like kind of the point of the thing. I only used 6 designations for this one for the Republicans and 6 for the Democrats. As well as that, it's pretty. I mean, in this map specifically, it's got a pretty good splatter of those, even though first place I think has an amazing sort of splatter of that in the WikiULTRA variant. This one here is second place. It has a 312 for Donald Trump. It has an iconic 3 tilt states with a few a few Republican states, and the Democrat states kind of a bit more lenient there. This is its WikiULTRA version. It has a Trump win by a pretty decent margin in a few. The colors in WikiULTRA, I will admit, look a bit redder than they do here. Because these are kind of like leanish margins, but like this Red Eagle said that North Carolina was kind of off limits somewhat for Kamala, so I sort of put North Carolina as a floor state. Same with Nevada. I think he thinks that the polls are somewhat right in Nevada. Or that they aren't wrong enough to create a Harris to do what Let's Talk Elections did, which he ended up flipping Nevada by quite a bit. Number 1, in my opinion, was actually made 3 weeks ago, so this predicted the position we are at now 3 weeks before it happened, and I think it sort of has to give a round of applause to Political Access. He sort of was able to create this hypothetical like a week before that happened, and sort of created the position now during its happening. Sort of, we're seeing a lot of those disconnect between socially conservative Sunbelt states and socially liberal Rust Belt states, and so this is the map that is in WikiULTRA. It is, in my opinion, quite cool to see me use all 7 of the WikiULTRA designations. So, like, it will have Michigan as Recount, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin as Tilt, Nevada such as Lean, North Carolina as Likely, Florida as... Oh, no, North Carolina is Floor, Florida is Likely, Ohio as Fortified, and then, like, states like Indiana or whatever as Safe. And it's done somewhat similar for the Democrats. I think it isn't all 7, but it is quite a bit of the states there. Of course, the recount margin isn't supposed to be used that often, from what I've seen. There was only 1 state in 2020 which had a recount margin. That is the state of Georgia. It, of course, had a recount after its votes were counted, and thus, like, lasted a week. Of course, in most scenarios with a recount margin thing, you can expect that to be called in an age. Is it going to be called on the night? It's sort of like in 2000s, where Florida had a similar recount margin and it took a month for them. I mean, worse voting technology was pretty big there, but with us, we still have kind of issues with voting technology. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with how this position is. I'm pretty happy if you give some comments, like and subscribe to this video specifically, and like also feel free to dislike the thing about this kind of content is that there is a lot of like partisanship. Like people want to see Donald Trump sweeping the map or Kamala Harris sweeping the map, and I think that's kind of fun. And I think I might get into those videos. I think it might be a bit more like extreme than where a lot of YouTubers have put them. See you later.